Hey everybody, what's going on? Hope you guys are doing good. I am doing just great. So here you're looking at, I guess we're going to call it the Les Strat, right? So it's a Les Paul body with a Strat scale length and electronics. And I'm also going to be using a, well, not so much of a Strat neck, but a telly shaped neck. Not the headstock, the heel. And as you can see, I have everything cut out here for the electronics. I'm going to kind of have it similar to the same way as a Strat would be set up. 3 single coils instead of 2 humbuckers, and the single coils will actually be mini humbuckers that could be split, and you'll be able to basically, have the best of both worlds maybe, hopefully, if this works out all right. So one of the things that I have going on over here is, well, I built this body off of a template. That template is a 25-inch scale length with a bridge that is going to be a 2-pneumatic bridge. All right. Now, the issue with a 2-pneumatic bridge is, now if this was a template and it called for, say, a flat bridge that you would see on a telly or on, even if a floating bridge would work with a flat neck, this has got to be on an angle because it is a 2-pneumatic instead of a flat bridge. So one of the problems is, well, the template, it's a flat neck pocket. It's not angled in any type of way. And what are you supposed to do? Cut the neck itself or do the neck pocket the way it's supposed to be? I figure, doing the neck pocket the way it's supposed to be would be the right idea to do, and which would be the case. But the problem that I'm having is I don't have a template to give me the angle that I'm looking for at anywhere between a 3 to 5 degree angle, 5 being your max. So you either want a 3 or a 4. And that's where I want to stay around with this. So what I have going on is, I got to figure out something. And the only thing I can think of is I picked up a bunch of packs of neck shims, and these packs have 4 different sizes, 4 different sizes of different shims that you can put in a neck pocket. Now right now I have the largest shim inside here, which is not quite a 1/16 of an inch thick. It's kind of like a hair short of that. So the problem with this is it requires you to have a 5/8 neck pocket. That's the depth of the pocket in order to accept a telly style neck, which the difference between a telly style and a Strat is, well, just the heel itself basically and the headstock. You have a flat spot over here on a telly and you have a rounded on a Strat, and even the headstock would be different too as well. Now, the thickness of the heel overall is about 1 inch from the binding to the bottom of the heel. It's about 1 inch. And from under the binding to the bottom of the heel, it's about, what did they say it was? Like 26, 22 millimeters. I think it's like 26. That's what this one is. So what I have to do is I have to figure out a way to make this to where it'll sit on an angle. So I figured, okay, well, I will use a shim to do so until I come up with a jig or buy a jig or make a jig or whatever. Now, the depth of the neck has to be 5/8 of an inch deep. Okay, so overall right now, if I take my ruler and I go ahead and put on the 5/8 part of it and I set it on top of the shim, right now I'm at 5/8 on top of that shim. So I had to take a little bit less of a 1/16 more off of this, including the 5/8, in order to have a 5/8 depth, which is fine because if I were to angle this pocket, this side would be lower and this side would be higher anyways to give me that angle that I'm looking for. So I've got the shim in here. It's glued. It ain't going nowhere. And what I've got going on is, well, let's test this neck out to make sure that that shim is going to be the right idea for what I need to do here. So I want to bring these things up about they say about a millimeter or so, but I'm going to bring it up 1/8 of an inch. And I'm looking at 1/8 of an inch here and too much on this side. 1/8 of an inch here. I just spun it when I moved the ruler. So I'm using a roller bridge. This is a Wilkinson style roller bridge. If I can get the damn thing in here. There. So with this shim, putting this neck on. Now, first things first is you have to kind of make sure that this body is pretty much level. All right. Problem with this is when I finish the body on this, and before I put the basically grain filler coats of clear on it, which has already been sanded back, I arched this top a little bit. Not so much this way, but I arched it this way. So if you take a straight edge, flat ruler or something, and you put it on top of the body, this rocks back and forth. And the reason why I did that is I wanted to have a little bit of a style with it. Not only did I do the front of it, but I also did the same thing with the back. Before doing any of my spraying, before doing my finishing sanding, before spraying, I took my rotary sander and kind of went back and forth from this area to this area, from about this area to this area, to give it a little bit of a little bit more character. Not so much of a Les Paul with the arch top, but similar. Now, if I take a ruler or straight edge and go this way with it, this is flat. This is perfectly flat going this way, but arch this way. So what I had to do is I have to take my, I'm going to use this as a level right now, and I am a little bit off. So I'm going to put this underneath here, and once it stops rocking back and forth, that should zero me out. Come on, stop rocking. Yep, that's zeroing me out. So right now this neck or this body is basically level going this way. I'm not worried about going this way because I'm not measuring that way. I'm measuring the angle this way. So now that I have the neck into place, now if this was a standard, Strat style guitar using either a Strat or a Tele neck, either depending on what the body style is, this would be going right into the bridge, no problems whatsoever, with all your saddles adjusted down to see what kind of room you'll have between for action height and setting and everything else. So I'm going to use this as my straight edge because I don't have an actual straight edge. And I'm going to put this on top of the neck, and I'm going to kind of bring it over to the bridge. So right now, I am touching the bridge. And if I put this right on top of the saddle, the roller on the saddle, I have right now about a 1/16 of an inch gap right here. All right. And I'm an 1/8 of an inch up on my bridge. That's giving me enough room to basically do a lot of adjustment as far as my action height goes. But I want to make sure that I am at, say, a 30-degree angle because of me using this bridge. If this was flat and straight, I'd have no adjustment on this Tune-O-Matic bridge. And the template doesn't tell you this. All right. So if you build some of these guitars off these templates, I don't understand or get how it'll work, maybe. Probably because I haven't been doing too many builds. I've built one guitar that's got a regular flat bridge, and I built now I'm doing another one with a Tune-O-Matic on it. So maybe I need to learn a little bit more of how this works out. But everything that I've seen, read, and stuff like that online about doing something with Tune-O-Matic, working with Tune-O-Matic bridge and stuff, the neck has to be on a little bit of an angle in order for it to work out correctly for you to get the action height that you want, low action height, and being able to play the guitar, the playability of the guitar, which is very important. So right now, like I said, the body is zeroed out, and if I put this right on top of the back of the neck, and the neck is seated, once this thing stops rocking back and forth, it is giving me 3 degrees of an angle right now, and that's pretty much, I would like to see 4, but 3 degrees is fine too. Like I said, you got anywhere between 3 to 5 being your max. So 3 degrees right now is perfectly fine. And it doesn't look like it is, pick this up without moving anything. It doesn't look like the neck is sitting up way high, and it's sitting very nicely in its pocket. So that's a little dilemma with some of these templates that you're using. You know, if you're buying the StuMac templates and stuff, if you look at some of those, they'll sit there and say and show that, you know, you got to do it and neck angle, there has to be this, there has to be that. But for something like this, do it to yourself. Do it to yourself, yeah, basically. Do it to yourself. Like I said, if this was a straight neck and I'd straighten this thing out, you know, I would run into a lot of problems, even if I brought this all the way down. And had this straight, I still have problems. I'm running into the saddle instead of sitting on top of the saddle. So yeah, and now with this all the way down, I have quite a bit of adjustments here. So now I'm ready, basically, I'm going to leave that shim inside there. It should work out just fine. And I'm ready to put the final clear coats on this before buffing. I got the shielding paint inside of all the cavities, and I also took and went inside of each tube over here, so everything is connected, including the back has also been done. I mean, there's enough room inside there. You could put a battery or something. I mean, it's just plenty of room inside there. It's just because of the shape of the routing templates that I have for doing this. I'm sure they may have different routing templates, which I'm going to pick up and look at to see if they do, and then pick them up, because I don't need this big of an area for controls, even though it does take a lot of weight off of it. All right, guys, you take it easy, have a good one, and enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'm out of clear right now, so I have to wait till tomorrow for it to show up. And, you know, I'll be working on this thing. Meanwhile, I'm going to start on the computer designing some templates to make a ramp template for doing this the right way. Because even though this is, you know, it's what they make them for, in case the neck needs to be shimmed up a little bit, they got shims to do it, but I'd rather have wood on top of wood instead of having a spacer in between. All right, you guys, take it easy, have a good one. I will catch up with you later.